Hold up, this might seem like a routine court update, but it's actually something bigger. This is about who gets to watch justice in real time and who doesn't. Stick with this, because the decisions here quietly shape public access to the legal system.
Good morning. You can probably tell because I'm not wearing a black robe that we are not yet on the record.
That not on record detail, super important. In legal terms, this means what's being said right now isn't part of the official court transcript. It's informal, but ironically, this informal moment is where some of the most important policy decisions get explained.
In our 53rd Circuit Courtroom here in Sheboygan. I wanted to do just a quick update on what we're doing in phase 4 operations. At the beginning of the COVID pandemic, we had to shift to many hearings over Zoom, and we began the YouTube live stream. Our courthouse and courtroom has been open for some time, but with limited capacity. So I've continued the public access online. And I was surprised at the level of public interest in what was going on in the court hearings, and I think that's a good thing.
250,000 views on court hearings. That's wild. Let me ask you, are people watching to stay informed, or are courtrooms slowly becoming a new kind of reality TV? Because that line, it's about to matter a lot.
We've had over 1,500 of you have subscribed to this channel. We've had many other thousands who've watched one or more hearings. The YouTube analytics tell me that we've actually had over 250,000 views of court hearings in the last year or so, totaling more than 38,000 hours of time that citizens have spent watching what's going on in their courtrooms here in Sheboygan and Presque County in the cases I've presided. I think that's a good thing. It helps promote transparency and accountability for the court system, which is your third branch of government under our system of self-government. This is an important tool, I think. And also, I think it has helped inform the community about directly what happens in your courtroom. And an informed public is an involved public. So I think those are good things. We are, as you can see now, in phase 4.
Phase 4 translation. We're moving back to normal. But here's the twist: normal isn't exactly the same anymore. Zoom hearings, live streams, the courtroom has officially entered the digital age. The real question is, what stays and what goes?
I turned the camera so you can see the gallery of the courtroom. We have all of our seating is restored without capacity restrictions. We have no mask requirements in the courtroom any longer. Of course, in phase 4, what we're doing is going to post-pandemic operations, which is back to normal with a couple twists. One, you'll see us continue to use Zoom for certain hearings, and I'll be communicating with our local attorneys and other stakeholders to help determine what hearings will be in person and what hearings will be over Zoom. You'll see a much greater mixture of things like this. And also we will continue to monitor public health conditions as they may change. Hopefully, there will be no more surges with declining infection rates, with rising vaccine rates, and with the number of people who've recovered and have natural antibodies. I'm particularly hopeful that this is the last we'll see of the COVID restrictions in our courtroom. In fact, we have a jury trial where we're going to have jurors sitting in the seats that you can see here. That's going to be in a couple weeks. But the main thing for the YouTube that I wanted to update is what we're going to do with that channel. And judges across the state have taken different approaches for that, and very different legitimate approaches to that. And I wanted to share what mine is. Now that the courthouse is open, the courtroom is open, it has been for a long time, and we have no restrictions on capacity in our courtroom.
This is where things get interesting. Legally, courts are public spaces anyone can walk in. But live streaming, that's extra access. And now the judge has to balance two things: public transparency versus personal privacy. And trust me, that balance is not easy.
We're not discouraging anybody from coming. You can come watch any court hearing you want. They're open to the public. But now to decide whether to continue to live stream is really to ask, should we provide an enhanced or easier method of public access. I think the best approach from my perspective is to balance the community's legitimate interest in knowing what's going on in their courtroom against the interest in protecting the dignity of the litigants and the court, and not just providing fodder for simple entertainment. That's not the purpose of what we're doing. So balancing those things, it's my approach going forward, which is always subject to change, that I am going to continue to provide enhanced public access online through the YouTube platform to our criminal docket and to our civil docket, but not for the family division docket.
And here's the big decision: family cases are officially off the live stream. Why? Because these cases involve deeply personal issues, custody battles, divorces, real lives being affected. Broadcasting that, it crosses a line. So the court draws a boundary. Public access stays, but privacy wins here.
So the family division cases will no longer be live streamed. They are open to the public, but we're not going to provide that enhanced additional access. For the criminal, those are most newsworthy and noteworthy to a community, and so we'll continue that. The civil docket fits sort of in between. So for right now, we're going to continue that enhanced public access and see where that takes us. Also, we will not be providing online enhanced public access to jury trials, because the way the camera normally sits in this courtroom, as if you watched any of the hearings, you know, shows the jury box, which is to my right, and we cannot and would not display the faces and likenesses of jurors during the jury trial. So we won't be live streaming jury trials either. But with those exceptions, we'll continue to provide public access for the criminal and civil dockets. We do have a criminal docket beginning today at 10, so you're welcome to watch that. So I just wanted to come online and give you a brief update on what we're doing for phase 4 operations, so that you can know what it is we're doing. Also, we've had some significant interest in our Ask the Judge videos and some comments and excellent questions from members of the community about the court system. If you have questions about what you see going on in the courts, please go to that playlist in the YouTube channel and type your questions in, and I'll try to do a video answering those questions. All right, thank you all very much, and I'll see you in court.